You're listening to the SS Experience on S&G.
Yup. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know we like to do it around this time. Let's go ahead and do it.
Recording in progress.
What up, dude? You listen to the SS Experience streamed on the SMG Podcast Network app. Download the SMG Podcast Network app on all your Apple devices. Android, I'm getting to you. You can listen to the SS Experience on basically wherever you stream podcasts. Apple Music, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcasts, or maybe it's Apple Podcasts. One of those things, you can go ahead and stream it there. And as always, you can stream on Spotify and the iHeartRadio app. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, re-rate, re-review, resubscribe, unsubscribe, subscribe again. Keep that process going over and over and over again. That way the algorithm can think that we popping out here in these digital streets. What day is it today, man? Like, I've been everywhere doing every much thing. Let's just say it's a day of podding. I don't know if it's Monday, if it's Wednesday, if it's Friday. I just know it's a day and we podding. Honestly, it's Wednesday, waiting for the podcast crew to get up in here. Actually, I might be combining 2 episodes into one. I'm gonna have Coach Mo pull up. And when I say pull up, he's gonna be in the digital streets on Zoom. He's gonna be hitting us up talking about the women's Final Four out in Cleveland. I dibbled and dabbled and watched a little bit of it. I'll give you guys my takes, my thoughts, and my opinions on that when we when we cross that bridge or whatever. But let's go ahead and just get into the one thing that's basically like on fire right now, and it's rap beef. Last week's episode we talked about Kendrick, firing shots, and we was all waiting for Drake or Cole, somebody to reply. So J. Cole was the first person to reply. He replied on 7 Minute Drill, and great diss, but the story behind all of this is he apologized for it. Now, I come from an era where some will say that people did apologize in the rap beef. As far as you mentioned, Pac apologized to Big. It's several different scenarios where people apologize during rap beef. But with that being said, though, that still doesn't make it right, because at the end of the day, it's been said. It's on the Ethernet, as people like to call it. You know what I'm saying? It's out there in these streets. And you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. That's what they say. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. So it's already said. So you can do all the apologizing you want to. As a matter of fact, just because I feel like being lazy and my video production skills have been on point, let's go ahead and run a clip of, as a matter of fact, how can I do this? Okay. I'm going to filibuster for a second, because eventually we're going to end up playing the actual video of what went down yesterday. Not yesterday, but it hit my timeline not too long ago. But we still going to definitely give you, as a matter of fact, man, just off it. Just go ahead and run the clip.
And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all, right? I damn near had a relapse, right? Because y'all heard some shit that happened 2-3 weeks ago, however long it was. Y'all heard that bazooka that was dropped on the motherfucking game, right? So all of this time of me moving on my own accord, for the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world and I got my niggas like, what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my fucking God. Text flooded. I couldn't even answer my shit. Nigga, it's wartime. Right? Niggas want to see blood. And I was conflicted because, one, I know my heart, you know what I mean? And like, I know how I feel about my peers, these two niggas that I just been blessed to even stand beside in this game, let alone chase their greatness, right? So I felt conflicted because I'm like, bro, I know I don't really feel no way, but the world want to see blood. That was the lamest, like, goofiest shit. And I say all that to say, it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly. And I pray that God aligned me back up on my purpose and on my path. You know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way. And if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm gonna take that shit on the chin, boy. Do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, all good. Like, it's love. And I pray that, y'all are like, forgive a nigga for like the misstep, and then I can get back to my true path. Cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Past 2 days felt terrible. Like, it let me know how good I've been sleeping for the past 10 years.
You can't be on this. Look, it's rap beef, man. Like, it ain't personal. Cole didn't say anything personal about Kendrick as a man. He just mentioned his bodies of work and his bodies of work. That's it. Like, when people talk about rap beef, they always think that it's going to escalate beyond the booth. And that's not always the case. Rap beef can stay within the lines of rap. Now, some things can be said that can elevate that to be more than rap, but still, you can't diss somebody or be in this. You know what the culture is. It's rap beef. It is what it is. You can't be apologizing for it. And a lot of people has been giving Cole flack about apologize. Even in the clip, he said it himself. His own people's like, nah, I don't apologize for that shit. And he was like, he felt torment in his soul that he had to. I ain't apologizing. Like, because again, it's already been said. It's already been out there. So it's like, and this might not be a parallel, but Will Smith smacks Chris Rock. Chris Rock, and then let's say Will Smith apologized to Chris Rock like, man, I don't know what it was. You know, that bitch Jada, man, she be having me out of pocket. My bad. Right? Public apology, private, whatever. It still doesn't negate the fact that you slapped the shit out of him on national TV around the world. So certain apologies don't matter after the fact. It is what it is. It's been done. You can forget. I don't know. I don't even know, because you probably can't forgive. And you damn sure not gonna forget, because the internet's not gonna let you forget. So, nah. But overall, though, I mean, it's good music. But the Trump card that everybody's waiting for. Oh, and speaking of Trump, oh man, funny story about Trump. The Trump card in this whole thing is, what you gonna do, Drake? Because you was mentioned in Kendrick's original rap too. So what you gonna do? You gonna say some shit? You gonna do some shit, or you just gonna send J. Cole out there to say some shit? You know? Because Drake's battle record, even though this is what I think about when Drake goes into battles. I think when Drake goes into it with, I stream more than you, I have more number one, all of that stuff, more number one singles, I stream more than you, yada, yada, yada. I think Drake is missing the point. Because some of the greatest rappers, pen to paper, whatever, aren't nominated because their skill set doesn't translate to, the masses of people. It's one of those if you know type situations. And I said this on last pod. Nobody goes to the club and, bumps or twerks to Cole or Kendrick. Kendrick, you force certain songs, but for the most part, you really not. So when Drake goes into these battles and these situations like that, that's when it's like, okay, Drake, that is corny, because we're talking about this rap shit, this music shit. And if you're going to go into it with, I stream more than you and all of that stuff, so that makes me better or whatever. Okay, that's just subjective, because he raps and sings. You guys have to remember that. we're talking about rap battles, but some of his demographic is people who like the singing, who likes the R&B type shit that he does. So it's not strictly rapper versus rapper. It's rapper versus crossover artists when it comes. Or, I mean, you could say Kendrick and Cole kind of sort. You know what? Kendrick maybe, but, and again, I say this because I be working on top 40 stations too, and that's where the crossover effect goes into when it comes to us. Now, there's no such thing as crossing over for Taylor Swift or Ariana Grande or anything like that, because they're in that pop-ish lane, and that's where they stay. They don't cross over. They don't go anywhere. So for us in the hip-hop community, we have to cross over, and that's where we get into that. And some things Kendrick does, not so much things Cole does, but again, it is what it is, though. So when Drake goes into it with that energy, that's lame. That's corny. We can't fuck with that. So something else too that a lot of people's been getting on my topics early, which I know people, maybe it doesn't show in the analytics of like listeners or whatever, but people are watching because people is stealing my bits. So last week's episode, I told you that I feel like Big Ross, Big Ross, Rick Ross, who is big, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, let's put on the poll at the SS Experience. No either begin experience on Twitter, X, how you get down in the streets. Is it Rick Ross or Big Ross? Because it's all the same. Anyway, but Rick Ross should be in the big three. And 75% of you said no, Ross should not be in the big three, because I gave the option of Ross should be in the big three. If he should, who should leave? Kendrick, Cole, or Drake. And 75% of you said no, he shouldn't be in the big three at all. But after J. Cole, retracts his diss, now everybody's like, kick J. Cole out the big three. Who should be in the big three? So thank you for taking my topic out of the after the fact. So people have been saying Future should be in the big three. I ain't mad at it. I still think Ross should be, but I'm not mad at it if Future's in the big three. I just feel like Ross has more projects over a lengthier time. Like Future, he comes and he goes, but when he comes, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. But, for the most part, it's just, I would say Ross. But if you say Future, I'm not mad at that neither. Future's in my playlist heavy. And we're going to get into some more Future stuff too. So other than that, just to tie a bow up on this topic, Cole should not have apologized. Let's just keep it all the way above. Cole should not have apologized. Cole should have just, stood 10 toes down. Like, he could have said all of the stuff that he said about it made me feel bad, I respect you, yada, yada, yada. But I meant every damn word of it. And then J. Cole would have more respect. So, but it is what it is, though. This is the SS Experience, streamed on the SMG Podcast Network app. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, re-rate, re-review, re-subscribe. Keep that process going over and over and over again so the algorithm can think that we popping out here in these digital streets. We're going to talk basketball a little bit later. That's when we're going to have Reese 2 hop on the show, Coach Mo. He's going to be letting us know what he saw at the women's Final Four. Not too many people watch the men's Final Four, but that is what it is, though. So who watched the eclipse? For some reason in Atlanta, it didn't happen. Maybe I was in a dark place, you know what I'm saying, when it happened. I don't know if I was on the train or if I was, in the work and I just missed it. But I know I was looking online and they had this Twitter, actually, X, how you get down the streets. And they had this diagram of how the moon or the sun would travel and then, where you would get the blockage or the blockage of the sun. Alaska didn't get any smoke with that. That Texas, Oklahoma area, they got all of the smoke with that. Like, they really saw darkness. In Atlanta, it said we were supposed to see darkness, but I was like, I'm looking at the time that it was supposed to happen. I'm like, okay, no, nothing. And I didn't see it. So, it is what it is, though. Chuck had some interesting things to say about, people who, was partaking in the eclipse. And again, I just feel like being lazy, adding production value to the show, adding different little things to it. So let's go ahead and run a clip of good old Chuck. he ain't with it.
I thought I was watching it, and I thought it was maybe the Chuck blimp that got in the way.
Hey, well, y'all, some of them losers standing outside watching that today.
They're not losers.
Yes, they are.
It
doesn't
happen
often. Hey, we've all seen darkness before. Stop it.
No, not in the daylight.
Come on, man.
Come on, Chuckster. Don't hate on the eclipse.
Come on,
Listen,
it.
I saw a loser standing watching your blimp. How about that? They were outside. Have you seen Chuck's blimp? So I've seen that.
So you're not a fan. You're not a fan of the.
Well, I'm not gonna sit outside like an idiot and wait on the darkness.
Did you not wait on your blimp?
I could have waited. It's gonna be dark. We go outside.
Can I ask you a check? Did you ask your family to wait on your blimp outside?
I was trying to get my grandson to watch.
See, there it is. So what are you talking about?
Hey, the eclipse gonna happen again. I ain't gonna ever have another blimp.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna call y'all losers or anything like that because it's one of those phenomenon things that they say that, you know, it only comes every, you know, like so often, whatever. I think I remember seeing an eclipse a couple of times, not like seeing, but like, you know, the news, you know, people saying, hey, it's an eclipse. Don't look out. Don't look. I think the one time I remember for sure was middle school or something like that. I know it was one of those things where it was like the energy of don't look at the sun was very, very strong. Like not like adults, but like, hey, don't look at the sun. All right. It was like, don't look at the sun. Don't look at the sun. Don't look at the sun. Don't look directly in the sun. You hurt your eyes. You damage your eyes. So I want to say it's around like that middle school time in recent, and not recent memory because definitely not, but memory that I can put together and say like, yeah, that happened. That actually happened. But nah, man, the people who watch the eclipse ain't losers. It's like I said, it's a cultural phenomenon that, you know, I think they said the next time that happens in America is going to be like in, you know, saying 2040, give or take. Hopefully some of us will be here in 2040. But if not, if you did see the eclipse, and I hope you enjoyed it. But I don't know, like I don't want to make it sound like I'm ignorant to it, but I'm not much of a science guy because I don't like things that I can't understand or explain. And again, you can learn about science and stuff like that, but it's just a different thing for me to understand. Oh, like, you know, the moon, the sun, they come together, you know, they in the same line of path, and you know, this covers the sun and this only happens, you know, it's just like, how does that affect my everyday life? It really doesn't. And I don't care. You know what I mean? You know, but again, that's why for some, you know, who dibble and dabble into the sciences, no, that wasn't coffee or hot tea or liquor. It's just basically good old Sprite. No sponsor this week. So, yeah, it happens. So I'm not going to mention Sprite again until they cut me a check. But that good lemon lime drink in a green can. Oh, yeah. Gotta love it. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not poo-pooing the eclipse watchers or all of that stuff. All I'm just saying is that for most people, like I said, depends on where you were in the country and all of that. Most of you should have been at work. And unless you got, you know, obviously in these studios, you know, no windows. So unless you got windows and all of that stuff and the building is not, you know, is more facing west than it is east. So that way you can see the sun, because if it's east and you're facing a certain building, you're not going to see it. But yeah, most of you should have been at work. And if you worked the night shift, most of y'all probably would sleep. So whoever saw it, you know, obviously, since we live in a social media world, they just record it, post it online. Now we all seen it. Great. Super great. So in a couple of minutes, we're gonna have Coach Mo on the show. We're gonna be recapping the Final Four. South Carolina won for the women. Shout out Dawn Staley, Philly stand up, UVA. We out here, we outside, and UConn won for the men's, which I did not realize. Which again, even when Jordan was doing his thing, nobody realized it at the time. UConn is 6-0 in the national championship, for men. That's crazy. They won in, I think 99, 04, 17, 23, and 24. Yeah. 23, 24 is back-to-back, 17. No, 23, 24. Because I know they won in 10-year gaps, that's what it is. It's 14. 2004, 2014, 2024. So that's it. And then 2023 and then 99. 6 chips. Damn. So that's Jordan type shit right there. You know what I mean? 6-0 in the finals. But you never realize that when it's going on. And again, we'll talk more with Coach Mo about that real quick. Man, it kind of sucks not to have a sponsor to rant on for about a couple of minutes, so you kind of waste time in between time or whatever. Let's see what's going on in Twitter world real quick. Okay. Obama just tweeted. Cardi B just tweeted. A lot of people don't believe me when I say I got a good Obama follow, but that's on y'all. Y'all will figure that out. So we're going to try to do some things. You know what? I have some show news, but I'm gonna wait a little bit on the show news real quick. Gotta keep you guys quote unquote in suspense or whatever. I need to, I need to make an amendment to my cause last week we did the top 5. We would do the top 5 people that should quit music. There was an artist I should have 2 artists I should have added in there, and I shouldn't have added Lizzo and somebody else. NLE Chopper and NBA Youngboy. I should have threw them in the 5. It was just so random. After I did the list, I was thinking nah, this don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? And I thought about it. I'm like, okay, yeah, those 2 should have been in there. And yeah, let's keep it moving, pushing like that. So yeah. So that was just something that was on my mind real quick. Some quote unquote pod business. Because yeah. That shouldn't have happened. This is one of those. Oh, this is something I wanted to get into real quick while I got a few minutes before Reese hops on the pod. So the Young Thug YSL case, I haven't been paying no attention to it because it's what are you guys after? If you're going to try them for murder, try them for murder. If you're going to try them for robbery, try them for robbery. You just try them in a RICO and saying all of this stuff goes into the RICO, which is okay, pick a lane and stay in that shit. But this is what I like to call when keeping it real goes wrong. I'll call it something else. I just couldn't think of nothing real proper. So here's the deal. So ooh, damn, I don't got a cough button on this side, but whatever. Okay, whatever. So this is the deal. So one of the people who's a witness in the YSL case refused to testify on the stand. Basically was hey, send me back to the box, homie. I ain't doing it. Which is super crazy because let me see this real quick, because I don't know if this is a co-defendant witness or a witness who's a civilian. Because if you a witness that's a civilian, which if you don't know, that means somebody who's not actively in the game, and you decide, yeah, I witnessed this, I'll go ahead and testify that I seen this. Then, palms get sweaty, butt cheeks get tight. Now you got to testify, and that man that you testified against is right there looking at your ass. Probably with a couple of his homies or somebody around the courthouse. And it ain't comfortable to tell now, is it? You ain't trying to tell nobody now. Nah. That shit dead. So, but the witness was on the stand. Okay, and again, we get the news from our friends at XXL. All right, so he is a state witness. So obviously, you know what that means. That means he agreed to testify, but didn't get the luxury of getting out like Gunna and everybody else did. But I told you, this is the stuff that happens when you take these plea deals. If you guys give me a minute, I'm going to go ahead and look at this real quick. 50 some days being in. Okay, hold on. So I'm going to read you guys some, not excerpts per se, but just some quotes real quick. Okay, so the witness refuses questioning from the state. What do this got to do with me? And the guy name is D'Angelo White. I don't know what he does or whatever. Oh, Cleveland Avenue. I know about Cleveland Avenue. I was just out there not too long ago. Had to give me some Anyway, let's go ahead and just breeze through this real quick. What did this got to do with me? White answered one question around the 6 hour or 6 minute? Okay, it must be 6 minute and 45-second mark of the video. This ain't got nothing to do with me. I shouldn't be here. From there, he continued to repeat, I shouldn't be here to every question he was asked. Why am I here? This is not my case, White added. The prosecutor continued to try to ask White questions, but he refused to give answers. Court eventually went to recess. Okay. Let's keep this shit a buck. Oh, as a matter of fact, do we have? Hold on. Oh, shit. Can I be lazy again real quick? We have a video. Run it.
Yeah.
And is that the sicko we were just talking about on the right in that photograph?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to show you 64 Bravo Bravo. Do you recognize 64 Bravo Bravo?
Why is I'm here, man?
Mr. White, I'm just asking you if you recognize 64 Bravo Bravo.
I don't pose to be here.
Do you recognize 64 Bravo Bravo, sir?
I don't pose to be here. I pose to be in Chang'an prison. I don't even know why I'm here. This ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't even know why I'm here.
Mr. White, why do you not want to testify? Talk about anything today?
Testify? This ain't got nothing to do with me.
Hold on, Mr. White, one second. I'm going to overrule your objection, Mr. Matthews. Asked and answered was his objection, and I've overruled it. So you can answer the question, sir. Counsel's question, okay?
Mr. White, why do you not want to talk here?
Because this don't have nothing to do with me. This is not my case. I'm already doing a 10-year bid. That I'm doing 2 armed robberies and a hijack. This doesn't have nothing to do with me.
I understand that, Mr. White. Specifically, just with that photograph, do you recognize the roadway in 64 Bravo Bravo?
No.
Have you ever looked at that photograph before and recognized it?
No. I don't supposed to be here. I'm just gonna keep telling y'all that.
Mr. White, I understand that, Mr. White. So you're saying that you've never seen that photograph before?
No.
You've never aren't familiar with it?
No.
All right, Mr. White. I'm going to show you 65 Bravo Bravo. Have you ever seen 65 Bravo Bravo before?
With all due respect, man, I'm ready to go back to prison. You feel me?
Mr. White, I understand that. I'm asking you, do you recognize 65 Bravo Bravo?
What do they got to do with me? D'Angelo White, what they got to do with me?
Mr. White, can you just take a look at 65 Bravo Bravo? Just tell me if you recognize it.
Hey, man, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm ready to go back to prison.
I understand that, Mr. White. I'm just asking you if you could just take a look at that photograph and just let me know if you recognize it.
You disturb me. I don't even supposed to be here. I'm just trying to finish my 36 months off of 10 years and go home. Feel me? I don't supposed to be here.
I understand that, sir. I'm just asking you, do you recognize the roadways in 65 Bravo? Regardless if you want to be here, do you recognize it?
So you gonna force me to be here? Y'all gonna force me to be here?
Now that you're here, Mr. White, I'm just asking you, do you recognize 65 Bravo?
I don't supposed to be here, man. I'm ready to go back to prison and keep telling me all that.
Your Honor, may I approach briefly?
This is insane. Like super duper insane what's going on right now. But look, guys, what do you want for free? You know what I mean? I'm still just trying to figure out what's the end game, what's the angle, what are we talking about here? Because I knew this case was bullshit when people testified and was allowed to be free without having to testify, kind of, sort of, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't really want to get into this neither. I just thought that was just super duper hilarious that state called somebody to the stand. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. And I bet you Thug just like, man, you motherfucker. Anybody who I feel who took deals, and again, I've said this once and I'll say this again. The state has nothing if you do not give them nothing. Why do you think, right? The state will get all of this so-called evidence, all of this stuff, go through their procedures and all of that stuff. And then they arrest you. And then they try to get you to confess. And then you don't confess, you don't say shit. It's like, so why do you need me to confess for if you have all of this evidence and stuff in place? And they always says, well, if you make us go through the court and go through we'll do longer. Okay, do your job. That's what you want to do your job. If you're that confident in your stuff, do your job. Make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do your job for you and confess or whatever. If you gather this evidence and this evidence is enough for you to do X, Y, and Z and lock me up or whatever, do you. I'm not telling you shit. I'm not, because what happens when you do that, you confirm the stuff that they have. Or if they're not sure about something, you clear it up or you make it relevant or you make it not relevant. You know what I'm saying? So you say nothing and nobody has anything, then that means they have to go to the judge, they have to go to court based on what they have. Because normally what happens is that they have what they have and then they have statements from people. And then those statements from people turn into people being on the stand and all of that stuff. But if you make them go to court with what they gathered without any follow through, the state will have nothing. So for me, that's why I think this whole YSL thing is bullshit. Straight up and down. Because you're letting people go who was supposed to be involved. Like if this RICO thing is so gangster, so crazy that you guys are talking about, why are you letting people go? That's all I want to know. I mean, dang, man, this Cole Drake thing is just not even Cole Drake for real, because Kendrick started it. So it's really a Kendrick Drake thing. Dang, we wish I had 3-2 on the show this week. He'll be back on next week. Maybe some new news will develop, and then we can chop it up with 3-2-1 there. Oh, so we do have a little bit of show news for you. We are going to attempt to do live shows. Again, we tried to do a live YouTube. We didn't get the technology to work for all of us. So I'm going to take it upon myself to do a live YouTube. A live Twitter show on Spaces. Audio, obviously, so we ain't got to worry about the whole video component like what I just did there. I'm moving the mic and it's blocking the camera. That dumb shit. But yeah. So just something where it's like I miss doing live shows, right? Like I miss doing live shows. In the radio world, a lot of the shows are pre-recorded. We call them voice tracked, which basically for that 30 to 45 or a minute gap between a song and a commercial, we just add our voice to it. And that's it. A lot of times a 4-hour, 5-hour show could be done in an hour. If you don't have too much production value. If it's just you talking into it, shit, like 30 to 45 minutes if you already know what you're talking about. If you got to add some production value to it, like add some, like an instrumental or a drop or something like that, then it may take an hour to do a 5-hour show, voice tracked. So I miss doing live shows because when you do live shows, you can actually interact with the people and know exactly what you have going on. When I do these podcasts and stuff and it's like, okay, we're recording now. Obviously, it's not live now. We give you an estimated time when the episode drops, but it's not actually live in the moment. But I want to be live in the moment. I want to be able to know that, okay, such and such is listening. I say something, then somebody pops up on the chat and says something crazy, and then we, you know what I'm saying? Little shit like that. Because even with the radio, the phone will ring. And, somebody be like, hey, like, yo, like, what's up? Who this? Then, they say who they are or whatever, they want to hear a song or they got like a comment about something. And it's good content. It's good content because I don't got to do all the talking. I can just sit back and be like, hey, caller, who this? Such and such from such and such. What do you think? And then they spill their guts about what it is that they think. More with your request coming up next, or if you got something to say, hit me up, and then boom, and a break's done without you having to do shit. So I'm saying all of that to say that's why I want to go ahead and start incorporating live shows, live YouTubes, live Twitter space shows and things like that. Just to, like I said, just to feel in the ambiance and get that interest or just get that good vibe and energy going that yeah, we outside and we doing this. So yeah. So we're about 30 minutes in, give or take, and Reese too, Coach Sumter is not in yet. So what we're gonna do real quick, we're gonna go ahead and take like a little break. I'm gonna go ahead and find them real quick because I'm not running out of gas, but I kind of only formatted this part of the show till now. So we're going to take a break. We're going to get Coach Mo on the other side. This is the SS Experience.
You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.
Y'all know what it is. We back. It's the SS Experience, streamed on the SMG Podcast Network app. Rate, review, subscribe, re-rate, re-review, resubscribe. Keep that process going over and over and over again so the algorithm continue to be popping out here in these digital streets. Coach Mo is logging on right now, so he'll pop up in the chat in a few minutes. We're going to be talking about the Final Four, women's and men's. He was actually down in Cleveland, or actually up in Cleveland. He was up in Cleveland doing that good work for the show, get the good content going on. I have a rule about going to Ohio. I can only go to Ohio one time a month because I can't do it. It's just not a fun place. Now, the crazy thing is, I'm saying that knowing that marijuana is legal, knowing that sports betting is legal. So you're thinking, well, damn, those were the two things that you said that you always missed about Virginia and how you would want to be back in Virginia. You're damn right, which is crazy. But, it's just the Midwest for me is just not my scene. It's just not my place. Like me in the Midwest just isn't, I don't know. It's like the Midwest, and Cleveland is not like all of the Midwest. Cleveland is kind of like the East Coast type vibe, but just vibe, fuck with me real quick. So you got the Midwest, and the Midwest has Southern tendencies. Hold on, Coach Mo is in entering the chat right now. Let me go ahead and get them up in here real quick. So the Midwest, like I said, for the most part, is basically just okay. I did hit the button, right? Okay, yeah, it's just waiting for him to get in there. All right, so the Midwest is, like I said, it's like the South to me, because you got Kentucky and Tennessee. You hit that little that bop that way real quick, and you're in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't. Kentucky and Tennessee is the South. Ohio was right above that, up straight up 75. So the the southernness up there it's annoying, because it's like, y'all are not the South. Like, why are y'all? I don't like to say dumb like this, because I guess that's my East Coast bias, because I feel like the East Coast is the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the East Coast is pretty much, what I'm saying, where it's at. That's where all the good energy, that's where all the good vibes is, or whatever. You know what I mean? So, I hate the button to let this dude in, man. Like, this ain't. All right, well, anyway, we'll just keep the thought going real quick. So, college basketball did good numbers for the women and the men's. Well, not the men's. The men's was probably average. Women's numbers did their thing. And what I believe is the women's game is always the women's game. And I say that with respect, because I've always watched women's basketball. I'm not one of these new dudes that came to the party that's like, oh yeah, women's basketball, yeah, we outside. Like, nah, I've been messing with women's basketball, because there's two things that I love in this world. I love women and I love basketball. So you put those two things together, we Gucci, we straight. You know what I'm saying? Been watching Dawn Staley since she was a player. Fine as fuck hooping. You know what I mean? So, you got the women's game, and people will say, well, now people are watching it more. They're putting it on TV more. There's more opportunities to watch and all this other stuff. And it's like, whose fault is that? Like, y'all are late to the party about, you know what I'm saying, the women's game. It's more or less like when you have a product and you don't put no marketing behind it because you think that nobody is interested. It's kind of like my industry, actually, to be honest with you, because if you don't know how to sell a specific product or brand, I think we're going to try to get Coach Mo in here real quick. If you don't know how to sell a specific brand or whatever, then yeah, you're not going to monetize off of it. So you got to think, for all of these years, how many times have you had a female or the women's game, and people act like they didn't know where it was, they couldn't find it, but it's the same exact game. And speaking of the same exact game, we got Coach Maurice Sumter, know what I'm saying, on the pod. We're going to plug his book in a second, like we always like to do. Know what I'm saying? Coach, can you hear me, bro?
Yes, sir. I'm here, my brother. Can you hear me clear?
Yeah. It's all Gucci, man.
My God. What's going on with you, my brother?
Ain't nothing, man. You see, I got the new background in the joint right now. Know what I'm saying? We outside.
I see you laced up over there, man.
Yeah, man. Know what I'm saying? They allow me to decorate the studio, know what I'm saying, the way that I see fit, long as ain't nobody up in here type stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad we outside, know what I'm saying? We got Coach Mo on the SS Experience.
Yes, sir.
So Coach, all right, so you was in Cleveland at the women's Final Four. Did you partake in both Final Four matches and the championship, or what was the schedule like for you?
Well, I didn't go to the game. Something that people don't know about the Final Four is that it's actually a coaches clinic. In its totality, it's a big event. So all the coaches in the country are in the same venue, all at the same time, networking, schmoozing, talking basketball, which I had some really, really, really good conversations. I met some amazing people. Coach Yo stands out the most from Ole Miss. Beautiful spirit. Just great people, man. And just like I said, I just made some connections with some other coaches, some scouts and recruits. Hung out with some WNBA players, man. So it was a really good trip.
Oh no, that's mad dope, bro. Dang, so you ain't go to none of them? You ain't go to none of those games?
No, so they have watch parties out there where all the coaches, like the women's basketball alumni, hosted a party, which was super dope. They had a nice venue, DJ, good food, good people. So that was an amazing experience. So yeah, I went to the games before, but this year wasn't one of those years for me.
All right, so what type of plug we getting? We getting D1 jobs. You about to go holler at Coach Cal in Arkansas? You know what I'm saying? What's popping?
Man, that's the plan. That was the plan. You know, I met some D1 coaches, you know, had some good conversations. So we'll see what's in the works. I'm looking forward to the next chapter, whatever that may be. I really feel like I'm in a good space as a coach. So and it's year 10, you know, year 10 is where you turn that corner. So I'm looking forward to turning that corner.
All right, no doubt. So speaking on the game that you did watch, I only watched obviously I watched the real game. I tried to get into UConn USC. I fell asleep on that. Not saying because it was a boring game, but it was like they did it kind of weird and backwards. You know what I'm saying? Because normally they give you the best game last, so that way you watch the first shit and I'm gonna stay up and watch LSU and Iowa, but they gave us that. I mean, not LSU, Iowa. My bad. Iowa and damn, who am I thinking of, man? Doggone.
They play Oregon State or something like that. Did they play Oregon State? No, South Carolina played Oregon State. Who did?
No, because in the Final Four it was
They played Notre Dame.
No. That was like earlier. I think Iowa played.
Who did Iowa play before that game? That's a good question.
They
played West Virginia. That was a good game.
Okay, now I'm talking about that Final Four joint. Cause wasn't it like it was USC and UConn. I fell asleep on that shit. You know what I'm saying? That was in the way.
Hey, hold on 1 second on the microphone. You sound a little wavy. Maybe that's my end or your end. I'm not sure.
Oh, don't worry about it. I got the audio recording and something else anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, cool.
So Zoom sometimes the audio be on that bull, but I got it recorded in Adobe. You know what I mean? So the audio always comes from somewhere else anyway. So, but good looking though. But no, who the hell did Iowa play, bro? Iowa played
I think that was West Virginia, bro.
Wasn't it then Iowa knock off UConn too?
Oh yeah. You went back to USC though.
Yeah.
USC was the other round. Was the round before.
So who? Oh, that's right. Cause they didn't make it.
It was Iowa LSU. It was you.
Or am I thinking? I'm thinking of the Sweet 16. That's what I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah, you think it's Sweet 16?
All right, nah, fuck all that. It was another joint that I fell asleep on. Cause like I said, the Iowa LSU shit, which that was lit. Like that game was all the way there.
That was Final Four. That was Final Four.
That was Final Four?
Yeah, UConn USC was Elite Eight.
Oh yeah, see, yeah. I ain't watched that shit. Like hell no. No, I'm saying
I mean,
not cause it was bad.
UConn played Iowa in the Final Four. UConn played USC in Elite Eight. Iowa played West Virginia in Elite Eight.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't partaking in no West Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Like heck no, not at all. Oh,
hey, man,
okay.
Tough, man. They played them tough.
Got you. Oh, that's who I was not thinking about, but NC State.
NC State.
Oh yeah, I already knew that was.
NC State played South Carolina.
Yeah, I already knew that was gonna be a dog walk. All right, so Iowa, UConn.
They got hold on. Shout out to a young lady from Virginia. Her brother was a big time Virginia basketball player. Was set to go to Illinois, Southern Illinois, Southern Missouri. I'm sorry, and he tragically was shot. And that young lady played with a lot of spirit. Her last name is James.
Okay.
She actually connected to the family in some ways, but yeah, James, shout to her older brother, and the people that love him because he was a good player. I remember watching that young guy grow up.
Okay.
And get better, and then he hit his stride, and then he died right on his way to. I'm sure it was his goal and dream at the time. So I appreciate watching her play. I felt like his spirit was in her the way she was playing out there.
No, that's good shit. Sad shit, good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. I got you right here. So Iowa, UConn. Is Caitlin Clark the greatest college player of all time? Women college player. Let's just keep it separate. Women. She's the greatest female player of all time in college.
It's a tough one, man. I don't know, man. As a basketball player myself, man, it's hard to say she's the best just because she scored the most points. But I do think scoring the most points kind of makes you the best. I feel the same way about Bron. That's why I'm saying this too.
Okay.
I just think the weight that we put on scoring, and she assistant, so she's doing both. She's controlling the game a lot of ways every single night. So
right.
I was a big fan of Shamika Holdsclaw, one of my favorites. Who else? Deladon, big fan. That all those UConn squads when they were winning the chips. Maya Moore. I like Simone Augusta, who out of LSU. Tarazi, I can't leave out Tarazi, Sue Bird.
Right.
I watched all these young ladies in college. Like I've always been a fan of the women's game, and I'm more than happy and ecstatic to see it go this far. Like my game was patterned a lot. Not even say patterned a lot, but I was molded by a woman. My older sister was the person that introduced me and molded me as the basketball player. So I've always had a respect and admiration for the women's game. So I'm happy. I'm one of the people that's super happy as where and being a women's coach is enjoyable to be a part of.
Yeah, because like when I was rambling before you got on, I was talking about how the women's game is more popular as far as viewership and all of that stuff now. And I was making the correlation of, well, if you have a product, because the women's game hasn't changed. Like you said, you've been a fan of it for a while, and that's what I was saying before you got on, is that I've been watching the women's game too. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching. I talked about Dawn Staley, her fine ass. You know what I'm saying? Doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. You know what I'm saying? The first group of WNBA stars. I've been outside with the women's game since then.
I met somebody this weekend that was on that WNBA squad too. That the won first two chips. She won the first two chips in that squad. So had a chance to hang out with her. Super cool young lady. I wish I could remember her name off the top of my head, but I don't want to mess it up. But but she was on that squad. I was honored to be in her presence. Like I felt like, you know, I was in the presence of somebody that did something great, which is a huge thing to me.
It's one of those if you know, you know type things.
Exactly.
Everything don't have to be on the gram, don't have to be on video. It could just be for you and the other person. You know what I'm saying? That's that's how that shit's supposed to be. But when you have a good, because the basketball product isn't different. There's always been a female that's been a dog. You already mentioned it. You've already mentioned a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? That's been dogs that we could have been put a camera and spotlight on and blew their whole shit up. You know what I'm saying? They could have had that. So now that the cameras, the eyeballs, everything is on the women's game now, it's kind of like, why are y'all late to the party? They've been doing this shit. Like, bro, are you hip to Athletes Unlimited?
I don't think so.
That's the female sports league. They got like basketball, softball, lacrosse. Hey, I watched it. I watched it for the first time because, again, they make the women's game more accessible for you to be able to watch.
Yeah. I need to check that out.
I'm gonna tell you how dope this is because they do a 4-week season, right? It's 40 chicks. Normally how it goes is it's a point system. Everything you do, you get a point for. So like you hit a 3, you get a certain amount of points. You get a turnover, you deduct a certain amount of points. You get everything you do and don't do, you personally get points for.
Okay.
So at the end of the week, whoever has the most points, the top 4 get to be captains.
Okay.
So every week you switching up your squad.
Got you.
Basically,
that's dope.
You switch up. That. I tell you, that shit is mad gangster. So you switch up your squads or whatever every 4 weeks. So basically you have your own point system. And towards the end of the 4 weeks, whoever has like the most points is the champion. But it's still a team atmosphere because you still have to play within a team. So I was thinking to myself, right? Can men do that? I don't want the men to steal what the women are doing because they're doing some real dope shit. I think we as men, we would know that, oh man, I need about like 200 some points real quick. Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot this part too. So the way that the team aspect works is that every quarter you get 60 points. So if you win a quarter, you get 60 points.
Everybody gets 60 points.
Everybody on the win, everybody gets 60 points. Gotcha. And if you win the whole game, you get 120. So this is the only thing that I gotta
play as a team. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But this is the only thing that I don't like about it though. You could be down bad, but you still try to win that fourth quarter. No, I'm like, we ain't about to win this. We not about to win this. Yeah, it has its quirks to it. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes you play the whole time. Because like, all right,
gotta play the whole time.
We're getting dog walked by 20, but we can still win this quarter.
Yes,
and
sir.
we can still win this. Exactly. So asking you as a person who actually played professional basketball, could men do that? And then we'll get back to the Final Four in a second. I just want to ramble on this real quick because I think it's dope.
I think they could. I mean,
all the ball hoggers and all them type of players that we know of and shit. Like that's what I'm saying. Man, I need like 50 more points to be on top.
You never underestimate the cream because at the end of the day, people with the most points are going to be the ones that's winning. And so you can ball hog all you want to, and your team lose. You're still gonna miss out on that 60 ball. Ain't nothing you're gonna do in this basketball game by yourself and get you 60 points.
Facts. So you get it.
You can score. You got to score 40 and have 20 assists to get 60 and no turnovers.
Yeah, because the turnover,
and you cooking.
Yep. The turnovers is going to take away from you, rebounds, get you some shit, steals, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's hard to get that 60 no matter what you do. So you incline, but so you got to be a basketball player, man. You got to be able to play the game and have an understanding of the game.
Yeah.
You got to play clock. You got to know time and score. You have to know how to play the game and that's the thing about women. They play the game.
No, they do. And just to let you know, like, it's not even all. It's a couple of WNBA players, a couple of overseas foreign players, just any chick that can make that top 40 of women. They in the joint. So you got people playing against WNBA players and all of that stuff. It's real dope, bro. Like next,
dope, that's an opportunity everybody can't get.
Next year, check that joint. I'll send you the link to the joint. Check that joint out, bro.
Because the Grand page.
Yeah. Like that joint is super duper lit. So getting back to the game real quick. Let's all right. South Carolina, NC State. We don't need to talk about that. That was annihilation. We already knew what that was going to be.
Man, listen. That third quarter, I think they score was 29-6 in the third quarter. I think they hit one field goal, and the rest were free throws. Man, that's defense. That's how you change the game. Like, people don't look at that part. They just blew them out. No. That third quarter adjustment, whatever Don Staley did in the third quarter to make that adjustment coming out into the second half and that third quarter, it's a wrap, man. And you can always tell good coaches that can make good adjustments by how the third quarter goes. Most teams, remember the Warriors, when they were really, really good in the third quarter? That's coaching adjustments at halftime.
Right.
You know, so that was impressive.
Yeah, shout out to NC State though. You know what I'm saying? They have their men's and women's make the tournament. Campus is jumping out there in Raleigh right now. You know what I'm saying? They jumping out there right now. Let's get to the game, man. The quote unquote race war, real quick. Iowa, South Carolina. Man, that was a good game though, bro. I ain't gonna cap to you, bro. That was a hell of a good game.
Hold on. We're gonna jump straight to the championship. We're not gonna go to the foul call against UConn.
See, I'm gonna let you go into that because I was half in and out of it. I heard it was like a screen that was like it was kind of a little extra. I don't know. Like I said, I was in and out on the. I ain't gonna cap to you, bro. Once Iowa beat LSU, that kind of like put a flat in my tire a little bit because I'm on that LSU. Not Kel Mulkey, like screw her, you know what I'm saying? But Angel Reese and all of them, you know what I'm saying? Floje and all of them, I fuck with them, you know what I'm saying? They go hard, you know what I'm saying? But, and then I was just waiting for the championship game, so kind of like the Final Four kind of was like flat for me, to be honest with you. But go ahead and that's why I got you here, because you was there, you know some stuff. So what happened with the call, and was it a foul? Was it not a foul? What happened?
I personally don't think it was a foul. People, I've talked to coaches and they say they thought it was a foul, but just starting there, I didn't think it was a foul, and I thought it was a flop. You know, I'm just going off pure science. If you run into something, your body doesn't bounce back and your arms don't jump in the air when you run into something. So that alone let me know how much it was acting involved, even if there was a minimal foul.
Okay.
I didn't think she moved that much or enough to call that call. And as many ball screens or off ball screens that go on throughout the game, I didn't think that was one of the harder ones.
Right.
So to call that call at that point in the game, I think you let the players decide the game. If they got that far, you let them decide the game by a shot, you know, by their skills. And that's just a call I would never call as a referee. That's a call that I wouldn't It's just corny, to be honest with you. It's a corny call. Like, it messes up the game. It kills March Madness. But you got to get the money, man. You got to get the money. The money was in Caitlin Clark playing against South Carolina. That's where the money was. That's where the ratings was. And I can't sit here and say that the referee and his mom was thinking, oh, no, let me call this call because the rating is going to suffer. I don't think he did that. I don't think that. But
hold on. But what? Like, either he knew what it was because I'm assuming if the game ended, you know what I'm saying, by 2 points, I'm assuming that call was very significant. Either it must have tied it or put somebody up. Like I said, I don't know when it happened or whatever. But
no, so UConn was down. I want to say 2 or 3. I'm not sure. 1 or 2. I'm sorry. And he drew up a great play. And she got the fade screen she wanted. And I can't recall correctly right now if she was open, if not, but they had an advantage. If she wasn't open, she head fakes and dribbles. I remember thinking she could go to the basket, so they couldn't have been down no more than 2.
Okay.
But even if she had enough time to drive to the basket, drop it off to somebody, pull a mid-range. Paige is lethal with the mid-range, so it eliminated the opportunity.
Right.
Which is my problem. If she misses, you miss it. But when you eliminate the opportunity of the players to win the game at their hands, I just think that's a disservice to the sport. I think it's a disservice to the atmosphere and the people involved, the players, the coaches. We put a lot of work into this to have it determined by someone else at that juncture in the game in the season. And shout to UConn because UConn is probably missing 3 starters.
Okay.
With Paige and Edwards, they're starters, but Ozzie Fudd, who her dad coached at Longwood, so I got love for him. Saw her as a young person, all grown up to be who she became, and that's amazing to see. She's injured again, which sucks for her. I hate that she was the one playing in the country coming out of high school, so missing her. And they had 2 other players that were potential, if not solidified starters that they didn't have, and they still made it to the Final Four and down to the last shot. So amazing job by Gino.
Gino's always
Don Staley going undefeated. You can't deny that as coach of the year, but Gino should have been a close second for what he did with that team.
Gino be lurking, don't he? Like Gino got to be sick right now, right? Like
going home sick after that one.
Like he's thinking like, man, I've been taking over and eating in this women's game. Now women are beating me. Like I just feel like he's just spazzing his mind. Like, oh, I'm losing to women now in my sport. Forgetting that he's a man. Forgetting that he's a man. Like, oh, they're beating me in my sport now? Hell no.
No, man.
Gino's always lurking, man.
I don't put that on Gino.
Gino's always lurking, man. Like, Gino always got a bad chick in the cut somewhere, you know what I'm saying, that's ready to bust out like 40.
Yeah, no, Gino, man, that dude's a hell of a recruiter, brother. He's a hell of a person. I've never met him personally, but I watch him. I watch all the greats as I aspire to be up there with them someday. But I watch Gino in like symposiums and things like that online, and his brain is in line with how I think of the sport or how I think of as a coach, a mentor, a figure. So I really I align with some of the things he says, and I appreciate that he shares that with the rest of us.
So would you say Gino, and we're gonna talk about the real coach of the year, you know what I'm saying? The real coach in a second, you know what I'm saying? But we talking about Gino real quick.
Yeah.
Is Gino, I pick one. Is he more X's and O's or is he more personnel? Either way, he's a champion. He's a championship ring getter, but is it more the tactician of it, or is it just more the people person that makes him the great?
It's both. It's both. You can't do what he's done without both.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you saw the play he drew up at the end. Little things like plays out of timeouts.
Okay.
Like once he called a timeout, they score almost every single time. That's a mind right there. Even personnel, like I said, with the squad he had this year, he coached those girls all the way up, man, higher than they probably ever thought they could be. I'm sure he didn't see Final Four when all those players went down. So it's both. He's a person. the thing about women that's the most distinctive women about. I'm sorry, distinctive thing about coming to the women's side. If the women know you care, they'll play for you. Guys just want to play. If you just put them on the court, they'll play. Don't get me wrong. It's about building relationships too. But it's just not as deep on the men's side versus women's side. And it's just because we wired differently as human beings. But, you know, that's one of the most important things that I learned coming over here was just, the women, they want to know you care. You know? And so once you he obviously does a great job at that because those young ladies play super, super duper hard for him.
Right.
And that's not by mistake or by design. It's something that he consciously puts into play. Otherwise, he wouldn't get the results. And he still wouldn't be getting the players because these players talk. The coaches talk. Everybody talks in this industry. So if he was doing something that wasn't feasible or something that wasn't beneficial to these young ladies, he keeps getting them over and over and over again. That means somebody's saying good things about him. And he keeps getting them. He keeps winning.
One last thing about UConn real quick, because I want to go to Paige Beckers real quick. If she doesn't win a chip next year, wouldn't she be the first UConn player to not win a ring in 4 years? Because basically every UConn player has won a ring at least once.
I don't know. I don't know when that streak stopped. I'm not sure when that streak stopped, but she would be one of few. You know, everybody that kind of graduated from UConn got a ring.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not sure when the streak stopped though. That's because who was before her? Not Deladon.
Brianna Stewart was like 7 years in, and she got 4 in a row. Yeah. So I think Brianna Stewart was. That might have been their last chip, right? I can't remember anything after that.
No, you're gonna make me look it up, man. You're gonna make me look it up.
Nah, we don't do that post. We don't do that that type of preparation. You know what I'm saying? We don't get paid enough to do that just yet. But if so, I'm just saying like that kind of goes into the whole thing about what I was saying about Caitlin Clark earlier about. Can she be the GOAT of women's college basketball? And I have to say no, because when you have a Brianna Stewart that's going to look at her and drop 4 rings in a box, and I believe she was a player of the year a couple of times within them 4 rings, that gets her up out of the way. Maya Moore, same thing. That gets her up out of the way. What's my homegirl name? From that got fucked up in Russia or locked up in Russia, Brittany Griner. You know what I'm saying? Psst, knock her up out the way real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because
the last one was 2016.
So
that's a while ago.
Yeah, because 20. Oh yeah. So there's probably been a couple of UConn players that probably didn't get a ring.
No. Since 2016, no, that's a couple classes. 2020, that class. I mean, 2017 to 2021 class, we had 24. Yeah, so they're a couple classes down.
Damn. That sucks. Like, imagine being a UConn player. Everybody gets to be like, we won a championship, at least one. And you got to be at the UConn table like, that gotta suck. Because that's why you go to UConn, right? Because it's like Nick Saban and them. I'm gonna put these rings on the table.
Yeah.
Get you one. Come through and get you one. And it's a couple of them girls who didn't get none. But about a girl who did get some, let's go ahead and talk about the real game real quick. South Carolina and Iowa. Now, I watched this game. I was one of, 18.5 million people?
That was the number. I hadn't heard the number yet. So that's the number? 18?
Give or take. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah.
No. It's a high-ass number. It's a high-ass number. You know what I'm saying? For Sunday afternoon. For Sunday afternoon at 3:00, I thought it was too early. But then I thought so too. But then I thought about it. If we was watching football, the AFC or the NFC championship game would have been at 3 or 4 o'clock as well.
Okay.
So I know if you're a football guy, you watching that 3 o'clock ain't too early to watch no football. You know what I'm saying?
No, football is
anytime, any day, football is on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Exactly, it's religion. So I thought about it like that, like, I ain't gonna say it's too early, but I do like my championship games in prime time.
Yeah,
I like my championship games at night. I'm
wrong with that.
I'm old school like that. You know what I'm saying? But Iowa, South Carolina, it was looking good for Iowa. It was like, oh man, South Carolina, no, don't lose to them again. But like you said, coaching adjustments happened, and then South Carolina got busy. Was the game plan, actually it was perfect because it won, but is that the only game plan that you can do? Let Caitlin Clark get hers, but damn everybody else.
I don't think they did that. I actually don't think they paid enough attention to Caitlin Clark. Multiple teams. As I watched the tournament and watched them guard her, I felt like they didn't just pay enough attention to her. I like what West Virginia did, face Gardner, and I think LSU face guarded her the most of the game, but I didn't see that enough throughout the tournament and even in the championship game. But I think South Carolina had enough bodies to throw at her that they didn't necessarily have to face guard her so much and just prevent her from not getting the ball. But I thought sometimes she drove to the basket or there was a ball screen or a dribble handoff or a switch that the person that switched on didn't realize she was Caitlin Clark or something. and then I looked at the drop coverage they did against the ball screen. I thought that was bold because the roller isn't. I'd rather the roller make a play than Caitlin Clark get a little breathing room if the screen is good. So you're relying on the person that's getting screened a lot to get over and around that screen. So I don't know if I trust one person in that ball. I probably would hard hedged and made her pass the ball to Stevens, number 45. I'm sorry. Passed her the ball. Huh?
I can't say her name, but she bad as fuck though.
Talking about number 45, Iowa.
Hell yeah.
She got my number, so I rock with her. She got 45.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna butcher her name, but I know she's tall and she is bad as fuck. She had 11, 3 and 2 in 27 minutes. So
I'm making her score 30 on me. Like make her score 30. Make her get 30 and 5, 6 assists, make plays on the fly. That would have been my game plan as far as how I'm gonna handle Caitlin Clark. I'm gonna face guard her when she gets the ball. We're gonna hard hedge or double team, get the ball out of her hand, and she got to make that decision all night long. Now, granted, Iowa has a lot of shooters, so I get why that will be just an option versus the game plan. But
right,
I'm staying with the shooters and making 45 make a play. We're going to recover, but she got to make a play on the run, on the move, and make a good pass to one of these shooters that I'd never stop covering.
Right.
So, that would have been me as far as just looking at it. But they won. It worked.
No, I mean, but it wasn't even because of that. Like I'm looking at the box score and I thought I was bugging when I heard this.
Mm-hmm.
The bench, Iowa's bench was outscored by like 30.
Yeah, they
didn't score. Their bench did not score. Like their only bench
0 on it.
Something like that. Yeah, their bench. One person got 13 minutes. The other person got 5, and neither of them scored at all. It was pretty much all Caitlin Clark actually, it was all Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like the only thing.
One way to go about it.
The only other thing that you could do is double. Get the ball out of Caitlin Clark's hand, which I believe Johnson. Damn, which Johnson was it? Okay, number 25 Johnson, not the other one, because she shot horribly. Again, I was fearful for her. I was like, oh no, she's shooting bad against Iowa 10, again.
I think.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like, oh no, not again.
I mean, she kept shooting and shot it with confidence. I mean, she just got to shoot enough for you to respect it. That's it. She's got to make sure you respect it so that we can keep the space we need to throw it down bottom.
But how many times can you miss though before you don't respect it?
That's a coaching adjustment. I know typically it depends on your percentage. So if you shoot, let's say you shoot under 28%, right? We're going to close out on you a certain way. We're going to allow you to probably until you knock down 3. We're gonna close out on you short more than likely. Especially if you're under like 20, you 24, you 19%, 20%. Oh yeah, you can fire that thing away if you want to. We're gonna late contest and close out short to make sure you don't drive, turn you into a shooter.
Right.
This is the number one thing I learned this year, bro, in coaching. My job ain't to stop you in your tracks. My job is to minimize what you do best. You're not going to stop them from scoring. You're not going to stop everything. But if they're a really good offensive rebounding team, they're really good in transition, and they shoot really good threes, we're going to try to cut that down in half. All 3 of those, just those 3 things in half. We're going to emphasize those 3 things and cut them in half. Once we cut those things in half, you've now subtracted almost 20 points from your nightly average. Just those 3 things alone do that.
Right.
So if I can cut 20 points from you and do what I do, we're gonna win that game a lot of times, or put ourselves in position to win it, or make you do something you don't normally do. And if somebody has a great night where they shoot 23%, they hit 5 threes, then all right, well,
gotta chalk that one.
But we've probably already adjusted before they got 5 of them off.
Right.
So it's a chess game, man.
Yeah, because like either or would have worked. Let Caitlin Clark get all hers and nobody else do, or you stop her and force everybody else to eat. Because the way that the bench was looking crazy, I would have definitely
non-existent.
Yeah, non-existent. Like, man, like they basically just ran 5 people out there for 40 minutes.
Yeah,
three players had 40 minutes.
That's South Carolina teams: big, strong, fast, long.
Rebounding numbers is insane.
Sure.
The free throw line is the only thing that kind of like irked me out a little bit. There was basically like 50% from the free throw line. That's not really
South Carolina.
9 of 17.
What was the rebound count?
51 to 29.
Woo.
Yeah.
How many offensive rebounds did South Carolina have?
18. 18.
20.
Because, I mean, shoot, I think Cardosa had like 8 of them joints or something like that. Like, man.
There you go.
That chick was getting every freaking thing. You know what I'm saying?
You're not winning the game giving up 18 offensive rebounds and getting out rebounded by 20.
Nah, not at all. Especially
you're never gonna win that game.
Especially when their shooting wasn't like that anyway. 40% from the field, 40% from 3, which I guess the 40% from 3 is okay, but as a team though, I don't know. But
nah. You say 40% from 3?
As a team, yeah.
That's great. It's a great night.
Okay.
Average for a good team is if you're shooting 36% from 3, you're that's a really good 3-point shooting team. You get into 38, 40, man.
I guess I looked at it with a side eye because their field goal percentage was also 39.7. It was also 40.
That's your problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I kind of gave it the side eye, like, nah, because if I can't rock with it from the field, I'm damn sure enough don't want to rock with it from 3. You know what I'm saying?
How many threes they hit?
They hit 9 out of 23. And South Carolina hit 8 out of 19. So there was a tad bit more efficient.
Nah, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Because you're going to make up for that in free throws. South Carolina probably made it for that 1 point in free throws.
Yeah, I mean, even though still 9 to 17 isn't the greatest from the line, but you know when you still win by 12, Iowa hit 16 to 20. It was good. It was 80%.
16-20 from free throw.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go to field goals. How many field goals did South Carolina make versus Iowa? Total field goals made.
25 of 63 for Iowa. 35 of 73 for South Carolina.
10 more field goals.
Yeah, exactly 10 more field goals. 10 more attempted, 10 more made.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
that's possession. They had 10 more possessions. 10 more possessions to shoot free throws. What was the turnovers?
Yeah, I'm about to say give or take 9 to 13 or 13 to 9. 8 steals, 8 steals, 8 blocks, and all of that for South Carolina. 6 and 4
8
for
blocks. That influenced the game.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Know what I'm saying? That's what made not LSU. Who was I was thinking? It might have been South Carolina in the previous game. Just the shot blocking. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is going.
Presence.
Yeah, everything is going back that way, and you just
transition buckets.
Man, and it was some damn sure good of transition buckets and games going on. So we got like a minute left, but I mean, you still got some time?
Yeah, I got plenty of time.
All right, bro. The Zoom is gonna cut off, so know what I'm saying, we're gonna hop out, hop back in. I want to
send me another link.
Same link. We're gonna Caitlin Clark is already making money for the WNBA. Indiana Fever have 36 televised games out of 40. So that's a lot of TV time. And know what I'm saying, you still up on your rap beef?
Oh, yeah, we can definitely get into that.
I bet. Know what I'm saying? We're going to hop out, hop back in. We're going to do this again. It's the SS Experience.
You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.
All right, we back. It's the SS Experience. We got Coach Mo in the building. I did forget to do this real quick, so let me go ahead and go back into my nice little bit of notes real quick. Go ahead and get his book right now. You can get it at Amazon.com. Do It for the Culture, Achieving Maximum Mental Performance. It is available wherever books are sold. And again, I'm not asking wherever books are sold. I'm telling you wherever books are sold. You can go ahead and get the book right there. Go ahead, check that out. So look, I know we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark in a second, but I was editing some video while we was not really, well, I was somewhat editing video, and I want to get this sound out real quick. And obviously for the video audience, I'm gonna have the video already laid out, but since I can't do that at the same time as him hearing it, so we're gonna do it like this. This is J. Cole apologizing to what he did to Kendrick. Let's go ahead and get a listen real quick.
And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all, right? I damn near had a relapse, right? Because y'all heard some shit that happened 2-3 weeks ago, however long it was. Y'all heard that bazooka that was dropped on the motherfucking game, right? So all of this time of me moving on my own accord, for the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world and I got my niggas like, what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my fucking God. Text flooded, I couldn't even answer my shit. Nigga, it's wartime, boom, 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 right? Niggas wanna see blood. And I was conflicted because, one, I know my heart, you know what I mean? And like, I know how I feel about my peers, these two niggas that I just been blessed to even stand beside in this game, let alone chase their greatness, right? So I felt conflicted because I'm like, bro, I know I don't really feel no way, but the world want to see blood. That was the lamest, like goofiest shit. And I say all that to say, it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly. And I pray that God aligned me back up on my purpose and on my path. You know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way. And if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm gonna take that shit on the chin, boy. Do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, all good. Like, it's love. And I pray that, y'all are like, forgive a nigga for like the misstep, and then I can get back to my true path. Cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Past 2 days felt terrible. Like, it let me know how good I've been sleeping for the past 10 years.
Obviously, in post-production, that'll be way cleaner. But anyway, bro, what the fuck are we doing, man? We don't apologize in rap beef, you know what I'm saying? So first, what did you think about the songs in general? What do you think about, did you hear Kendrick's verse on Like That, Future and Metro Boomin, Don't Trust You, Still Don't Trust You, dropping soon? Fuck with that. Like, what'd you think about all of that?
I thought it was dope, man. I'm a huge Kendrick fan. I'm a huge Cole fan. Those are the two guys that's at the top for me. I mean, I didn't leave out the last name on purpose, but he just lyrically and bar for bar, those guys are just a little bit bigger. I mean, I'm sorry, better. He's the bigger guy. He's the one. But for me, I mean, I'm Cole over both of them, to be honest with you. Cole's at the top for me, but I'm gonna say this. I'm a hip hop head. Like I've been listening to hip hop since Grand Poobah, Salt and Pepper, JJ Fad, like Big Daddy, Slick Rick. First album I knew it word for word growing up. Like, and that was in what, 89? And I'm born in 85. So like I'm a hip hop dude.
For sure.
I wanted to see the battle though. I wanted to see them two lyricists just sword for sword, just go at it. The fact that he apologized, that's on that man right there. That man got to sleep at night, and that's one thing I'm big on. I try not to do nothing that will take away sleep from me. That I can't sleep at night, and it's been working pretty good for me. I don't cross people, like, so I get it. You want to sleep at night, above entertainment, above the jostling, above all of that. My only issue is that you've been coming at them two cats for a long time, spitting little bars here and there, and
you talking about Kendrick, right?
No, I'm talking about Cole.
Oh, okay.
Cole been shooting shots for a minute too. I'm the best. I'm the one. I'm the guy. Nobody ever tests me. I'm shooting shots and bombing. All that kind of stuff, which is dope. I appreciate that. But when the match struck, I feel the same way about Drake and Pusha. Even though I'm Virginia all day, I'm gonna be Pusha. But once Pusha came and got busy,
right,
Drake was like, nah, I'm good. But with Meek, he went all the way in, back to back on him. So when people kind of, you can't be the guy without going through the guy.
right.
So I get it. Cole, you got to do what you got to do for yourself, man. You got to win yourself. But at the end of the day, me as a hip hop guy that loves the battle of hip hop, I was kind of disappointed I didn't get what I've been waiting to see for years now, honestly. I feel like I've been waiting for this. But as far as who won it,
No, not much of a win and a loss thing, because there's no winners or losers. There's losers and there's no winners.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because the loser is the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because, which is crazy. Did you know Suge Knight had a podcast?
Yeah.
That's insane. Bro.
Yeah, he on it. He be spilling all the beans on there, man. It ain't my kind of energy.
I haven't listened to it. I haven't listened to it yet. I'm just scared of the production value. Like, this man's in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you gave him a podcast studio, but niggas been recording songs in prison.
Sound dope.
Niggas been
probably
recording.
Sound dope. Calling from prison. It probably got a good, like that good raunchy prison sound. So it sound probably intense.
Man, I ain't trying to hear that
coming
shit.
From Suge.
Sure, like,
it's just not content for me. It's not that content won't do nothing for me.
But he was saying some shit like, and again, we all know this, they're not gangster rappers. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's not like whatever they say is gonna spill out into the streets. It's not like Big and Pac, where you have a East Coast not fucking with a West Coast because you fucked with Big or Pac. I don't think the J. Cole fans is going to pull up on the Kendrick fans and vice versa, and niggas is going to start beefing and fighting. I don't think it's that type of party. And that's what Suge was basically saying. Like, if you can't be about this gangster shit, go do R&B. And none of that shit was going to turn into no gangster shit anyway. It was just how we feel about each other's music. And I don't think Cole said anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? His first album was classic. The second one was kind of and, they forced it on us a little bit. So I don't think that Cole was out of pocket with what he said. He was just
my favorite line was, for album 12 years, I can divide. I always didn't when Jay said it, for album 10 years I can divide, I didn't agree with that. So it didn't hit that hard. I was like, no, Nas got more, like Nas got classics. Like I Am is my favorite album ever of all time. He got Illmatic, Stillmatic. Even It Was Written was one of my joints. Like, hell yeah. Nostradamus had some crazy, like some of my favorite tracks on there. So when he said it, it didn't hit the same. But hey man, he rebranded it and it came out nice to me. And I always think it's good to recycle a bar and add your twist to it, especially in a battle. I just think that's a hard angle to use.
No, especially you got to be a historian of the game to know where that line originally came from. That's why a lot of people used to give Jay-Z shit, because he used to take all the Big shit. But Big can't say him because he's dead. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's paying homage.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, know what I'm saying? Oh, you biting, but that's neither here nor there, though. Yeah. My thing is like, when you have these rap beefs and these rap battles, know what I'm saying? It's all supposed to be entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Until it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I think Push and Drake bordered that line a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because kids and wives and fiancés was involved. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of brung that element to it. You know what I'm saying?
But them two cats really don't like each other, so I didn't mind that either.
No. I mean,
when you don't really like somebody, you say what you got to say.
And keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving for sure.
And let me say this too. I thought this was a misconception in the Pusha Drake battle, was that everybody tried to say Pusha took a low blow. And when Pusha clarified it, which I knew why, but when Pusha clarified it, Pusha was like, hey man, you said my wife's name, dog. Like, once you say my wife's name, it's bombs away. I don't care what you referenced it. I don't care what kind of joke you're trying to make. You can't say my wife's name. If you're my enemy, you can never say my wife's name.
For sure. That's not
sorry. And once you do that, it's bombs away on everybody.
Everybody know Drake. I mean, Push won that, so nobody like that's light work right there.
I'm just saying they tried to say he got dirty and muddy, and Drake didn't want to take it there. Yeah, you took it there. I didn't say nothing about your family until you came back with the Duppy freestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
And you said something about my wife, so boom, bombs away on your man 40, on whoever your son, every bombs away.
Baby moms, and all of that shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's my wife. Come on.
Do you think that's why hold on. That happened before or after the Meek shit? Because my question is gonna be, is that the reason why we haven't got any Drake responses as of now? Because Drake had plenty of time to write some shit or to say some shit, and he hasn't said shit. You know what I'm saying? So do you think he's kind of gun shy about it?
That's my point, though. You came back to back on Drake and act like it was a trophy that you dropped back to back. Now we getting Instagram posts, and this is no Drake hate. I'm just talking about what's the truths and what's going on.
Right.
I'm a fan of Drake too. Like, don't get it twisted. Just because I don't think he's the best rapper, don't mean I'm not a fan.
Right.
Like, I got Drake in all my playlists to some capacity.
Right.
You know, so, and he got one of my favorite albums too, man. Too Far Gone. It's one of my favorite joints. But I'm a competitor, man. I'm an athlete. So you can talk all the junk you want to. Check up.
Right.
Like, when it's time to check up, you can't be like, nah, man, my leg hurt today, man. Nah, dog. No, you've been talking. You've been talking this whole time. Check up. It's time to play.
Big facts. Big facts. Gotta. You can't talk the shit and not back it up. And like you say, everybody's been, because you should. What kind of got swept under the rug a little bit. Big Sean took some shots too, and we forgot about that. Like, we
talking about he took shots in this battle.
Big Sean had a freestyle mentioning that he should be in the big three and all of this other shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was like an IG type situation. You know what I'm saying? Where he's on the phone and, you know, he's free, you know what I'm saying some shit or whatever. I think he in the studio, some shit like that. But again, that's why I got swept under the rug, because I guess it wasn't an actual song. But yeah, man, like, I talked about this on last week's pod that the big three, I said, I felt like after, not after, because people bit my bit after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now everybody wants to put Future in the big three and kick Cole out for what he did by apologizing. But before all of that shit, and I don't feel like running the tape on this. I hate running the tape on myself. I run the tape on everything else. I hate running the tape on myself. I'd basically say, like, hey, look, Ross should be in the big three, if anything. You know what I'm saying? His body of work is good. His bars, his lyrics is
he ain't active enough. He's not active enough right now. And I think Ross
Cole and Kendrick ain't active enough neither. Like you even said, 4 albums in what is it? 12 years? You know what I'm saying? That's not active to me.
He don't do the numbers they do either.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do the numbers.
And I do think Future should be in the big three battle conversation, like, or the big four, Mount Rushmore. I mean, I'm not the hugest Future fan, but I can see what Future's doing, though. No. I mean, and I agree. And it's not that I'm not a fan. I think people are more of a fan than I am. They like more of his music than I do. I don't, I can pull some songs from some of his albums and love them songs. Like, know them word for word, but some songs on the album I'd be like, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, Future is an acquired taste, but know what I'm saying, when you in that zone, Future will take you where you need to be. And I don't mind it.
Only in some of them zones.
Yeah, and I don't mind it. Like, I don't know. I just think that Ross has more body of work than Future because it's more consistent. Future, when he does come out, he comes out clean. You know what I'm saying? Like I said with I Don't Trust You. And he's about to drop Still Don't Trust You, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like that shit is gonna have some shit for some people. Cause you just don't have an album and then be like, hey, next week we got another one. Still Don't Trust You niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you had the double disc the whole time. Stop it. Yeah. You had the double disc. You know what I'm saying?
I don't mind it. Shoot. I mean, I think it's dope instead of dropping a double disc. To be honest, the double disc be too long for me sometimes, man. I don't have that much time to be just sitting and listening to music.
Man.
Listening to music in transition.
No, and that's real. I just feel like, damn, like a week or two later, here goes some more music, guys. You know what I'm saying? Because Future's famous for having a whole bunch of tracks and shit on the deck. You know what I'm saying? I just feel
I think Future dropped the album last year too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Future done dropped 3 albums in 2 years. I can divide.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like now Future is getting more and more active. But no, I think the big and it's not that I'm not a Kendrick or a Cole fan. Mm-hmm. I respect what they do and what they've done for the game and for the culture. It's just I don't know, man. I've always saw them as still the young guys in comparison to the music that we listen to with like Jay, X, Cam, all of those people. So it's like I was still listening to them when they was coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I kind of did never give them the chance they deserve. And also too, when they came out, that's when CDs kind of like stopped for real. So it's kind of like,
I copped J. Cole's CD. I copped his second album. That's probably one of the last CDs I bought. I bought it from Best Buy.
Good old Best Buy.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the last CDs I bought.
Yeah, because after that, I didn't have a.
Yeah.
I got a
CD player no more.
Yeah, I gotta. I'll pull up a computer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pull up the laptop.
My computer don't even have a CD space on it.
Shit, that's why I'm still keeping mine.
I'm telling you, I miss it, man. I need one.
If everything else on the computer goes, long as the disk drive works, I'm cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can still play DVDs, I can still play fucking CDs if need be. But I don't think I never gave them the time. And that's why I'm always been like a Ross or a Future, because like by then it was kind of like, all right, I need to listen to some new shit. And then it was Future and Ross. This was like 07, 08.
No, Ross is my guy, man. Don't get it twisted. Like Ross is one of my favorite artists, like of all time.
No,
Ross is high up on my list, man. I just, like I said, I just don't think Ross even want that crown enough to put the energy into it, you know, to have that conversation about being that. I just think Ross is just so far on some other stuff that's not important to him no more.
Right. But going back to the whole rap beef and the rap battle thing, I just feel like you just got to stand on it, because I said this earlier in the pod before you got on. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You said it.
Yeah.
We can rewind it back. We can play it over and over again. Yeah. We heard it. You know what I'm saying? So you apologize and was saying, you know, it's not in your spirit and all of that shit. Well, that shit is already the fuck out there. I just rather him say, I respect what you do. Maybe this is not what I should have done, but I'm standing on business.
Yeah, and I mean, but people got the right to be wrong too. And I think that's something, and I don't want to get super deep, but that's society's problem, man. Once you did it once, it's you forever. And that's not the case, man. Like man, come on, man. We crew, man. We grew up together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So ain't like we don't know the rules. If we cats within our crew have fought each other.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And so we talk about it, figure it out, and
keep that shit moving.
We are today.
Keep that shit moving. Hell yeah.
If he got genuine love for that dude, and you don't want to spend however amount of time writing down how bad he is or how much he sucks when you know it ain't true, it's hard to write with passion that way. It's hard to attack with passion in that kind of way.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because we're going to transition to basketball real quick. We're going to talk some NBA shit real quick. Mm-hmm. Gilbert Arenas said this on his pod, because you know how it is. The sports niggas want to get into our hip hop world, and we try to infiltrate y'all world. It happens like that. It's all good. It's all love. You know? Yeah. It's all love. Gil brung up a good point. The person who shoots first, how long has they had that verse in the chamber? Because follow me real quick.
Yeah,
I write a diss song and I put it out. Let's say I've been sitting on this shit for like 2 months. I just been sitting, just writing, I hate this nigga. You know what I'm saying? This nigga a bitch. Fuck his baby mama. All this shit. You know what I'm saying? He's putting this shit together. Boom, drop this shit. Now, nigga, you got 48 hours to respond. Hold on. This nigga might have had 2 months to write this shit. I got 48 hours to respond to this shit. So I'm thinking about that.
That's some new stuff, man. That's new technology stuff.
But I'm thinking about that shit though, because it's like, well, damn. I mean, I never thought about it in real time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, nigga said some shit.
Yeah.
Put that shit down, record. But the person who responds second, do you think they're at a disadvantage because you don't even know if that nigga got another clip in the chamber after you respond to that shit? Like, he could be baiting you.
He definitely got another clip in the chamber. If you don't think that, you're bugging.
But that's what I'm saying. So the second motherfucker's at a disadvantage, because it's like he's responding to the first shit, but a nigga got another strap right here waiting for you. Oh, second he drops this shit, and it's like, damn. Now I think that's that shit that you talking about, like that round robin shit, where it's like, damn, I'm gonna go to war with this man. This man still may have another verse for me that I gotta be prepared for, and I'm only gonna have 48 hours to respond. But this nigga probably had 2 months.
That's a lot, man. Because I'm gonna start from the top and go backwards. Because you gotta, even when you shoot second, you can't shoot your load either. Because he got another one. So you can't even, it's hard to write that verse because you can't just spray and he got a whole nother clip waiting and you done sprayed your foot, you done shot your load. Now you got to now come up with a whole new clip. You know what I mean? So
hell yeah.
But I'll say this too though. We come from a place to whereas people are harsh. We got joke growing up.
For sure.
You know, you couldn't have no Bobos on or not name brand shoes and stuff like, you know, so it was tough. So my mentality has always been I keep something in the clip for everybody. Especially competition wise. And I'm talking about my friends and people, but the people around me that I know somebody, he's a joker, if he got jokes, oh, he better be tight every day, even if we ain't joking today. I'll pull up something from 2 weeks ago, man. You remember that shirt you had on 2 Fridays ago?
Oh shit.
I'll pull it. So that's how I was taught and bred.
Right.
So if I'm Kendrick, Cole, or Drake, and I know that we've been throwing shots. Oh, I got an arsenal in the closet waiting for one of y'all to say something. The moment one of y'all jump out there, like it's war. Oh, I'm just going to the closet. Let me see that. I'm going clip 1, clip 2, clip 3. I'm gonna go with 2 right now because the one I want in 1 and the one I want in 3. That's gonna be the killer. So let me grab clip 2, spray that. Okay, word, you come back with yours. Okay, let me grab clip. Have a hard your second one was. I'm gonna give you clip 1. So now that's 2 down. You coming back with another one? I got clip 3 waiting. You know, so
man.
You know, and that's something that you pick up from battle rap. Sidebar on battle rap. So Daylight was on Cole's album. Daylight signed to TDE, by the way.
Okay.
And he was on Cole's album where Cole is dissing Kendrick. So I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but it's just something I observed. Matter of fact, it's 2 artists from TDE on there. I forget the other cat's name, but it's 2 artists from TDE on Cole's album in which he's dissing Kendrick. They're not dissing Kendrick as far as I know, but they're on the same album, which I thought was interesting.
No, that's definitely good content play right there. Just to tie a bow on this because we still didn't even talk about the GOAT coach yet, which is kind of crazy, but we're gonna circle the block back to that. You just can't apologize about this shit, man, because like I said, it's not like the person was gonna do something to you on the streets where it's like, man, that's my bad, bro. It's like that shit is like all music. You know what I mean? And I just feel like it just did a disservice to the culture because we know that it's not gonna bubble over into the streets. Because now Kendrick might not even fire back. He might just be like, oh, this nigga done bowed out. Fuck
I thought
it.
Kendrick already fired back.
A shot after that shot? If he did, well, that's what I'm saying. So, all right. So if that's the case, because I haven't checked. If that's the case, there's not going to be a follow-up because he probably fired back after he heard 7 Minute Drill, but then he hears the apology. So it's like, oh, so this is dead. This ain't about to happen no more. So now everybody's waiting for Drake to respond. And I'm not even going to cap to you. Joe Buttons on his pod said that there's clips on both sides waiting to be unloaded.
I heard that.
You know what I'm saying?
This is, let me tell you my theory.
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you my cold take theory. Not a hot take, it's a cold one.
Okay.
I think Cole and Kendrick had a conversation. And in that conversation, the conclusion was, dog, that wasn't for you. Because if you listen to the verse from Kendrick, he ain't really shoot at Kendrick. I mean, he didn't really shoot at Cole. He shot at him saying Big 3. He shot at something he said in the song, but he didn't shoot at Cole. And correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're not. You're not at all. But he had to respond because he said the of Big 3 is only Big Me. So he had to say something. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So he, that incited Cole to respond. So I think I ain't even saying they had a conversation, but I believe they did in my heart of hearts that they had a conversation, and the conclusion was, yo, fam, that wasn't for you. That was for old boy. So do with that as you may. We can go at it for a minute, whatever. But I got love for you, bro. But we can go at it just for the sake of hip hop and because I did call you out. You got to save face. But that smoke won't for you, fam. It was a window for me to jump in and get this Drake smoke off.
Yeah, and it was a good time to do it because I was hearing that Drake and Future's fight was beefing over a bitch. So that was kind of a good way to, get that off real quick. So moving on.
Look, my bad, real quick. And I think that's part of it too. Cole is like, this ain't my beef. Like, this is Kendrick and Future. Now, if I go at Kendrick and Future, I got to go at Future. Like, it's a lot of moving parts there. I just think it won't I just think it wasn't for Cole, especially with Future and Kendrick coming at Drake on the same deal. That means it's Cole versus Future and Drake too. I mean, Cole versus Future and Kendrick too. I just don't think that was for.
That's
Kendrick
a lot of no, it's like you
Cole
said. It's a lot of moving parts. But
a lot of moving parts.
But that's just like if you in Cash Money and you diss Jay-Z, but I'm on the label.
Yeah.
Obviously at this time, Hov's not taking shots at little people. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not even wasting his time with that. But we still a crew. We still people. So we got to, so somebody has to say something to this person. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe if you get dog walked, Hov may come in and save you. But for the most part, nah.
But if you listen, if you know rap history, it's a problem for you to diss somebody on my track. Like, if I mess with you and you and somebody else do a song together and they diss me and you cool, I'm gonna look at you like, damn, fam, you let them diss me on my song, diss me on your song, me and you peoples.
No, and that's for sure. That's for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just think for Cole, it was like, I'm cool with Future. So I don't want no smoke with fam, and I'm cool with Kendrick for real, but he shot at me. So naturally in hip hop, I gotta shoot. But then he was like, but them two both was coming at Drake.
Yeah.
So this don't seem like it's for me. I'm gonna step out the way and let y'all shoot it away, shoot it out.
No cap. I really thought that's how his take was going to be about it anyway.
Yeah.
I really thought that was going to be his whole thing.
He couldn't say that, though. He couldn't say that.
Yeah. He couldn't say that. But you know what I'm saying? For me, it's like, man, Cole's not about to respond to this shit. Because like you said, it wasn't no real smoke towards that way. Now, if he would have said some old, you know what I'm saying, fuck a Dreamville, more nightmare, whatever type bullshit like that. Oh, yeah. Then he basically
still got bars, huh?
Look, man, little something, you know what I'm saying? That wakes up from time to time, but no, I'm retired. But yeah, like, you say some shit like that, yeah, then it's on. Damn, bro, I need to start paying for Zoom. So look, with this last 10 minutes real quick, let's get back in your world of women's basketball real quick. So let's talk about the real GOAT, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Dawn Staley, man. She got 3 championships now. So she's in that room of college coaches that have, I think it's women's, that, I mean, it may be men's too, but I know it's women's for sure. It's like her, Tara Vander, you know, the chick from, the lady from, the coach from Stanford that just retired. She stepped down. It's Gino, Pat Summitt. I want to say it's another person in that women's world. There you go, Moki, because she got 4. So she's in that world now of women's coaches that has 3 chips.
I'm trying to think, is there anybody else? Why are you talking? I'm going to see if there's anybody else, but go ahead.
No, because it's only 5, and you pulled Moki out. You pulled Moki out. Gotcha. So, Gino has 11, Pat Summitt has 7. Dawn Staley has 3. Can she catch Pat and Gino, either or both? Do you think she can catch any of them? She's been at South Carolina for 15 years, which is crazy. I didn't know she was in South Carolina that long.
Yeah, I really put me off guard one day too.
I really thought that she kind of like popped up, had like 1 or 2 bad seasons, and then just turned up. But then I was looking at her first.
She was at Temple before that too. She was at Temple. She did pretty good at Temple.
Yeah, so that shit was crazy that she's been there that long. So do you think she catches Gino with 11, she catches Pat with 7, or can she get both of them or one of them?
I think she get to about 5.
So that's 2. So that's just 2 more.
Yeah, it's 5, 6 at the most. Man, it's hard to win a national championship, man. That pendulum shift on you fast, bro. Like, you gotta think about it like this. Coach K got 5. Roy Williams has what, 2 or 3? I want to say 3.
Did he ever win one in Kansas?
I think he won one in Kansas. I think. Don't quote me.
All right. So we'll say 3.
I'm 50-50 because I don't think he did, but I think he has 3. But if not, he got the 2 with Carolina at the very least.
Okay. Bet that.
So, matter of fact, do we got 3 with Carolina?
That's what I'm saying. I believe he has 3 with Carolina.
He got 3 with Carolina. Yep. He got McCants in them, Sean May.
Yep.
He got what's my guy name? Number 50. It's my dog.
Tyler Hansborough?
Oh, man. Tyler Hansborough. That's my dude. I'm mad I forgot about that. And then he got that last team.
With
Ty Lawson and them.
No, I thought it was the other one with what's his name? Cole, little short dude. He got the fro. He played for the Bulls. It was him. I think like Cam Oh, that's Duke. Cam
Cam Johnson was there. Yeah, Cam Johnson was there. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
no. Yeah. You're right.
So that team, I can't think of. I
thought Ty Lawson and them won one.
They did, but wasn't Ty Lawson on the Rashad McCants squad? He was like a.
Yeah, that was around my era. I remember them guys.
Yeah. Cause I be watching Gil's Arena, so Rashad McCants is like one of the guys on the show, so he always going back through memory lane and all of that stuff. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a Carolina fan, so kinda.
So so this is my thing though. So
hold on, my bad, real quick. This is what I was getting at. Tom Izzo has one. Jim Boeheim has one. And look how legendary we think of these guys. They only have one. So to get 3, and not saying she can't, because I hope she get 20 of them, to be honest with you. I love everything about what they're doing in South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying that pendulum swings quickly. Look how quick it swung for UConn. Like they was every year.
That's all I was just about to say.
And then all of a sudden they disappeared on us real quick. Like, oh, they relevant, but we didn't expect them to win the chip in the past, 5 years, maybe?
Right.
So it switched that quick. But go ahead, my bad.
No, I was just about to say, because she has 3 now. I mean, you did bring up a lot of coaches with 1. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking about UConn, the men's.
Yeah.
Calhoun has 3. Kevin Ollie has 1.
Calhoun got 2.
I thought they have 6. They got 6, right? UConn is a program.
They got 6.
They won in 99, 04, 07, 14, 23, and 24. I might have said an extra year. But I know they won for sure in 04, 14, and 24, because that's like, damn, at least every 10 years, y'all going to get a chip. Then you sprinkle in some stuff in between.
They're sneaky blue blood out there, man. They're sneaky blue blood. They ain't considered a blue blood, but they up there with them.
I mean, shit, they 6-0. Every time they hit the finals, they win. No, you don't never realize that until someone says something. Because I damn sure didn't realize that shit. I'm like, damn, every time they go, they make it. But I was saying that because, like, I believe that Dawn Staley can have a Geno type run where she can hit 4. She can get like a Breonna Stewart type situation. You know what I'm saying? And get like 4 chips for a class. Like everyone gets like a chip. So that'll put her at 7. So I think she can catch Pat. Geno, I'm not gonna say she can't, but I know for sure she can catch Pat.
For every class to get one, that would take longer than 4 years though. That's not. So that means when I come in as a freshman, I'm gonna leave with 1. That means I got a 4-year span to get 1.
No, I mean each one of them is gonna get one. Like if you come in as a freshman, you're gonna get 4. If you know what I'm saying, I think if so, this class right here would be 2024. So you're talking about graduating class of 2028, right? That'll be 4 years from now.
Yeah,
I think that class forward will get 4 rings, give or take.
No. You mean class 28? Okay.
Yeah. I think that class will get a ring as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I think Dawn Staley can hit that type of run because like the Iowa game last year was, I'm not gonna say it was fluky, but it was kind of like, oh, we ain't know about you little white girls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now I know about you little white girls because y'all parade this little white girl, even though she's 6 feet, but you get what I'm saying? You'll parade this white girl around. So we know about you now. You know what I'm saying? And you're seeing what happened when they figured that shit out. I'm telling you, and she went undefeated too. Undefeated with a chip.
You got to think, man. They just lost They lost Aaliyah Boston the year before. They just lost Cardoza, and I'm sure they reloaded. They got 2 more in there, but
the freshman was the ones eating, and that was a whole new starting 5.
Yeah, that's real.
Know what I'm saying? So hell yeah, coach.
They got to do it again, man. Egos, man. Man, listen. Egos, transfers, NILs, man. They pros now, man. It's hard to. If anybody will tell you after you win the chip, man, it's different.
No, it is.
Team change, bro. Team change. That's why people don't win back to back, man. The team changes. People mentality change. People that was there before, they thinking different. Like, all right, it's my turn. And I ain't saying they do that there, but I'm just saying that's why it's so hard to go back to back. it's hard, man. It's difficult for any sport at any level. It's hard to go back to back. I've been a part of a team that should have went back to back, and we smoked it in the semifinals. Just, I mean,
as a player or coach?
As a coach at Virginia State. When I was at Virginia State, we went 54-9 in 2 years.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
We won the conference 2 years in a row. Regular season, went to the conference tournament the first year, smoked it in the semifinals to our rival Virginia Union. Lost our pro. We had a pro, beast, unstoppable down there.
Right.
It was like he was playing against kids, and he graduates. Luckily, we get another pro the next year, and then one of our guys that was ineligible comes back. Then we lose one of our starters, break his foot. So we like, dang, man, that was a big piece. But we got a transfer point guard from North Carolina Central, and so we were back rolling.
Right.
And some of the younger guys grew up. So it was but yeah, that should have been back to back right there. We had the team to win back to back. Like
no doubt.
But it's hard, man. Even the year before, a couple years before I got there, But I know we're going short on time, but yeah.
No, it's all good, bro. I'm sure I got it. If I didn't have to video edit this shit myself, I'll leave it to somebody else. But unfortunately, not in the budget, so I gotta do it myself. Hey, look, so just to give you guys the reminder one more time, know what I'm saying? Get Coach Maurice Sumter's book, Do It for the Culture, Achieving Maximum Mental Performance. You can get it at Amazon.com, or you can get it wherever books are sold. Coach, man, I appreciate you having you on, man. We gotta since you out of season now, I'm gonna send you the link to put you on to that Athletes Unlimited. Definitely get on that, man. Tell your girls about it. That joint is lit. And since you out of season now, we're gonna try to get this thing going, man. Get some other culture shit popping.
Let's get it. I'm ready. I got you.
Already, it's the SS Experience. Easy.
You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.